Welcome, everyone, to the LEC post-game lobby, aka PGL. I'm joined by BrokenBlade and by Ocelote, straight from the gym, I hear.
Straight from the gym, and I would say I did not appreciate the fact that I had my short shorts and you guys made me change my pants. I do not appreciate that.
You don't?
No,
but
I
you're
don't.
still here, so you're whipped, it seems. Cause
I am here. I sold my soul to be here in PGL.
Apparently. But all jokes aside, super happy that you're here.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Congratulations, BrokenBlade.
Thank you.
So, big build-up for this match. Kings match, best teams of the regular season. Gonna go toe-to-toe, 5 games, yes, on the horizon. No, it was a 3-0. Why was it such a convincing win?
Because we're too good.
It banged?
I mean, the series banged for us, yeah. I don't think it banged so much for Rogue. But they will get another chance, hopefully.
They will get another chance, hopefully. In all seriousness, though, yeah, what do you think it was in your team after every draft that you thought, okay, we got this? Was it because you were more adept at the team fighting, map movements?
I mean, I think the first 2 games were really decided by drafts. I think we had really, really good drafts going into those 2 games. Even though in the second game, for example, we had like a little shaky fights. I was like, we're just gonna win. We just have to fight one time correctly, right? And it just happened where we just group up as 5. It's unlosable. Yeah, and game 3, I think we just played better. I do think they had the champions they wanted, but we just played better, yeah.
Yeah, Ocelote, what is your expert opinion on?
Ocelote, I mean, it's even,
Carlos.
It's even weird to be called Ocelote nowadays.
Oh yeah, it is? Carlos.
That's fine.
Okay.
Carlos, yeah.
So what's your expert opinion on YG?
Well, my expert opinion is that we did play video games today, and it was a successful video game session.
Yes, it was. Are you happy that your team cruised through and is now going to be directly in the final once again in an arena?
Yeah, honestly, I'm very happy because it doesn't matter how many times you win LEC or European Championship, whatever. It always feels special because every time is a different set of challenges. And, especially this year, which is the year that it's not from zero, because of course Caps and Jamcos are not zero necessarily, right? But building from a much smaller team, we could put our imprint into how the team operates and the culture of the team. So it feels very good to see it all work out, even though at the beginning of the year, the polls and everybody was just trashing on us because BB is washed up. And maybe he might be washed up, actually. He might be washed up. We never know. But it's working.
He was a 0-3-0 35 minutes into the second game. So they don't really need him.
It's okay, man.
Yeah.
We still won, right? He's a team player, you know?
As I said, right? Draft cap. I mean, we can talk about the food chain.
Yes, well, actually, I had an idea for that.
Okay.
Carlos, there's a lot of memes in the G2 League of Legends camp.
Oh, you think?
So I think. I wanted to see how many you know kind of the meaning of. We're going to start with food chain. Do you know what that's about?
I don't know what's about.
What could it be?
It could be that somebody's getting drained out of resources, no resources at all, and then he's getting turbo stomped as a result. And of course, because they lack the self-reflection to make themselves responsible for those fuck-ups, then they blame the fact that they're getting no resources as a result. How accurate is that?
It's not so accurate.
It wasn't, right?
No, I mean, I wouldn't call it so, at least. I mean, it's like, for us, the food chain is always a bit relative because our bot lane has a different kind of view of the food chain. But for me, the food chain, I mean, it's like a pyramid, right?
Yeah.
And on top of the food chain, it's the draft.
It's you.
Yeah, no, it's the draft. Okay. It's not me. Top lane is actually on the bottom of the food chain. I will get to that later if you let me explain.
Sorry.
Second, like under coaching staff, very clear, it's jungle and support. I can explain to you why it's jungle and support, because they can roam the map and hunt other people. It's about the hunter and the prey, right? And the top laners and the mid laners and the AD carry, they're all in their lane, waiting, farming every minion, trying to get every resource on the map. And then it's suddenly jungle, who doesn't have to fight a human being, he has to fight camps, just runs to your lane with red buff, and then your food chain gap, with a gank you.
That's completely different from what your support and your ADC
I mean, then it transforms. When it goes to mid game, the guy who's the most fed, usually AD carry because bot lane is broken, then they're on top of the food chain. If Draven comes at you, hits you, like the people who run at you in the game, they're on top of the food chain. And then there's some champions like Yuumi who are always the supplier. There's also the supplier.
Yeah.
You always have to keep track on that, And
we have to keep that name, actually. Do we have to keep that name?
Yeah.
And often the top laner is the supplier, as we know, I guess.
Of course,
It's just,
of course. Johnny,
yeah.
big supplier.
yeah. Okay. Okay. For example, in this game, I was on top of the food chain, Yon, or Yoni. And in some games, like the Atox game, I was the supplier. You know,
Okay.
there's always a difference. You always need to know it.
Demand,
and
supply.
I can't explain to you when you know it.
Okay.
You just have to know it.
You just have to know it.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it. I like this
man.
unbiased view as opposed to FLICKR, who just said that top lane was mega easy and,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, it's I don't have to fight against his opinion because I think he's just wrong. Like he says, it's top to bot. Caps thinks mid lane is like the most useless, which I kind of agree because mid lane again has to hit minions, but can get ganked from actually every angle. So he's always the prey. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of different opinions. I'd gladly hold more conversations about the food chain.
Right?
But I think I'm right on this view.
Okay. Well, we have a mid laner here. X. I mean, you'd still be a mid laner, right? Or not?
I mean, you can. I mean, I don't play the video game, but if I would play mid. Not good, but I would play mid. Yes.
You would play mid, right?
I would.
So, what do you think? Do you agree that is mid for you still the most important, or what is it?
I
You
mean,
actually don't know, do
okay.
you?
From the naked eye,
Yeah.
from someone that does not understand the game really well nowadays, I do see a big difference whether Caps is happy or not, and whether that is as a result of mechanical skill or communication or a combination of both. It does feel like when Caps is having a good day, there's like no chance we lose, actually. So whether that is as a result of just Caps being Caps or mid being mid, I don't know. But I do watch a lot of the scrims and listen to the voice comms quite a lot. And my uneducated opinion says, mid seems to be relatively important.
In
If
your
if
team.
Caps is happy, we good,
I feel like it's in your team also very much so. But Ocelote, you are not. You say you sometimes watch the scrims and listen to things, but I can imagine you're not, of course, super into the everyday day to day. But when it comes
Oh, you'd be
to,
surprised, actually.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Okay.
I get so for every single team we have, I get a daily report of what's happened exactly from a in-game perspective and outside the game perspective, and I always read it and I typically give my thoughts.
So did you know that Targamas used to get up at 4 p.m.?
Yes,
You knew this.
I did.
Okay.
I know everything.
Okay, you know everything. This is kind of scary, no?
I mean, I think it's a good thing, right? To keep everything in track. Like it's nothing that someone has to be scared of.
So that's why I let him beat me at ping pong, because I know his weaknesses and I know his
okay.
strengths. So if he beats me at ping pong, he will have an ego boost for the next video game.
I think if you played at the same timeline, I would also beat you.
No. I
I
think
think
so.
so. But you wouldn't let me win. I would just win.
No. I just here's the thing. Like if you beat me, I know you're gonna get an ego boost. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Then you win.
But I
If
think
you
I
win, I
won
win,
because
everybody wins.
I was just better.
Nah.
Carlos, to kind of wrap things up in terms of the team. So you do get reports, you know everything. So what do you think the biggest challenges have been? And also then the biggest things that you think the team has achieved so far now that they're going to Worlds and to the final?
Well, the challenges is like, especially for League of Legends teams, I have seen it so many times that the team bottoms, most teams bottom at the wrong time, actually. It's almost like the perfect storm. It's very easy to happen. You start losing scrims, and then it happens right before playoffs, or it happens right before a super week or something important, and then the team implodes. So what I have seen is that teams where you would have the more quote-unquote, before the year starts, skilled lineups, except 2019, which was a once in a lifetime.
Poor PP. It's like,
no,
that's never
but
going to happen again, dude.
I mean, it was. If you look
was
at
crazy.
it was ridiculous, right? But what I have seen is that those teams tend to explode when things like that happen, and then they might have a really bad week, and then that might snowball into terrible super week or terrible playoffs. And so for us, I have seen that the guys have a lot of mental strength and very good culture that keeps the team, solution focused, and they always end up finding a solution for all the problems and all the bottoming that happens at the wrong time. So maybe that's not the right word.
Listen,
let's move on.
fine.
Let's move on. You know what I meant.
Yes,
you know what I meant.
I definitely know what you meant.
But I am very proud of that because they, even though they're very young, I mean, I know you're like 32, right? But
I mean, it evens out because Jankos is so old.
yeah, Jankos is very old. Jankos is very old. So everybody else is young, right? So
Yeah.
even though they're
Including
young,
us, but it's just Jankos. That's
yeah, please stop this conversation.
Okay.
but they're mature enough to go through this, you know. And the support staff, Roma, Rodrigo, Dil. I mean, honestly, Rafi, everybody that just is touching the team, done a fantastic job. So I'm very proud.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think we only see the memes and we laugh at the memes and we love the memes, BrokenBlade, but I think it's clear to see that there's more behind that than just what we see, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we also have we are always showing our happy faces, right? But we also have the sad days. But I think, as Carlos mentioned earlier, like I do think we are a very, very mature team, given how old we are. I think we handle the problems very, very well. That's why I think we are on top of, everything, and that's why we're also always better. Because I think once we have a challenge, how we like to call it in G2, and we overcome it, we become better, right? And I think the faster you overcome those challenges, the better you're going to get. And every team has the same amount of time. I think the starting point is different, given how much talent you have. And I think we have that as well. So it's just an extra, So I think I'm really happy to be working with such a team and staff.
Oh, that's wonderful.
CEO, you can say it. You can say it's fine.
And
it's
CEO.
Right. It's okay. You can say it. Everybody's looking. Yeah. You can say it.
I know I can.
But you're right, though. You're right, though. I mean, you want to be careful about it, but right now you're definitely the best team in the LEC, right? Until proven otherwise, maybe in Malmö. And there is a lot of chatter online, I think, also in terms of Worlds, because we have our 4 teams locked in. A lot of people are doomsday thinking, well, maybe G2 is the only team that can do well. And then what's your view on it?
Oh, I think if you go in, we won't do well either in the first weeks. I think it's just a matter of how well we do once we get there. Once we scrim the good teams, once we, again, have new challenges and overcome them. And if you're just not doing that, then we probably just don't deserve of winning, right? And I think, again, our teams in EU, I think we're probably right now a bit behind when it comes to Asian teams. But I do think with at least our roster, I know I have to trust on my teammates and my staff that we can overcome that, because we also went to MSI. And I think we did face challenges. And I think we failed. That's why I think it made us stronger. And we're going to take that to go as far as possible at Worlds.
Oh, lovely.
Why are you laughing while saying all those things?
Because I'm just happy. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be living the best life for me, playing video games. I'm just happy to be here.
Amazing,
with you, maybe not so much.
Yeah,
Sjokz, great time.
I was enjoying my time today until the...
Just 3-0 Rogue. So I'm very happy, yeah. But thank you for asking me, though. I appreciate it.
You want to do the hand?
No.
Yeah. Come on.
No, we can't. It's
we can. Yeah,
left and right?
Yeah, put it on the left. Put it on the left. Put the microphone on the left.
Okay.
It's impossible. We can't handshake.
Why not?
We can't handshake.
It's mathematically impossible. We can't handshake.
Is it 2 strong forces?
Exactly.
We can't explain it. It just can't happen.
No. I can't explain it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 2 strong forces.
2 strong forces.
Yeah.
Oh my. Let's pull up the bracket. So Mad versus Fnatic is tomorrow, and that's kind of spicy because, of course, our MVP, Niski, is playing for Mad because he wasn't playing for Fnatic, right? So we're going to use those words. How do you think that's going to turn out, Broken?
Actually, I have to give credit to Fnatic for the last series. I think they played really well. So I don't actually know what will happen because I think Mad is actually a good team, and I think they should have won the series against Rogue, but it was very close. I think both can win the series. I do believe Niski really wants to prove himself against Fnatic, right? Obviously. I think it's really cool that these 2 teams mash up against each other. I don't know who I would give it to. I think Fnatic really did show up last series. Maybe Mad Lions has a slight edge, but I think both can take it.
Yeah, Carlos, would you like to see? Who would you like to see in the finals versus your boys?
Fnatic, it just feels good to clap them cheeks,
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that. Final question is about Rogue, BrokenBlade. Rogue, obviously, you played them a couple of times. You've also played them most recently in the spring finals. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do a lot. Did you see differences or improvement that tell you that they could look different if you were to face them again? Or
I mean, as of right now, no. Because I think the way they played, at least last split, and the way they play now, and the champions they play, style they play is very similar. So unless they change something, I think it's going to be very similar. I mean, they can get better at what they're doing. That's obviously always a choice. But I mean, I don't want to give them advice to do because I don't know how they work,
I
right?
mean, I don't think they're watching and saying, okay.
But I mean, I do think they could have new stuff prepared for next week because obviously it didn't work today, right?
Do you think they're watching and just writing down whatever you're saying?
I don't know, right? But I mean, for me at least, they didn't seem to be very confident today. Like they didn't play confident, if that makes sense. Maybe it was because we 3-0'd them last time we played them, right, in playoffs. But I think the champions they play, they usually played really, really well. But it just seemed like they just didn't play with confidence.
Did you hear that? I burped. That's never happened before. Or did you
A
not
burp?
hear it? And did I just?
Oh, I heard it.
Did I?
Actually.
You
heard
didn't
it.
say anything?
No, I mean, I was, you know.
I had a bunch of Red Bull before, and I thought this was gonna go
I
like
just
5
feel that
games.
that's one of those things that you just don't say. And you just move on, you know? Like, there's like no reason whatsoever.
You were both so nice, and I was just self-report. Carlos, are you going to Sweden? Are you going to the final?
Yes, I am actually. If we wouldn't have won today, I would have maybe not gone. So I guess I'm glad you guys won. I'll be there, and it's gonna be a good time. I actually love, you know, when we started with Gamers Studio, we had like no fans. It was so bad. It was like no fans.
Negative fans.
We only had haters, you know. Yeah. now we have as many haters as fans, which is great, and they're so loud. It's great. So yeah, it's gonna be good to see the stadium just go ham, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in your other orgs, they're not reaching those playoff stadium.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
it's actually nice that like LOL is doing well.
Well, what do you mean?
I don't know.
What do teams?
What do I mean?
They're reaching finals. Okay, we might be losing finals, but we reached them. What are you talking about? What is this free roast?
Yeah, it's just a roast.
For
I'm
like
sorry.
no reason.
It has to happen. Let's take a selfie.
What is this?
What is this?
Are we gonna agree to the selfie after such?
I mean, you can deny it.
Unbelievable.
Nobody has actually denied the selfie. Would you like to deny it?
Okay, I won't do that to you. After the burp, I just can't. I just can't allow it to happen. You want me to stand up?
Yes, please.
Be careful. I'm very tall.
I'm wearing heels,
I'm also
so
very tall.
I was just gonna go like this. Yeah, this way. Carlos looks the tallest.
I'm actually 2 meters.
Excellent. Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank
Cheers.
you very much.
Yeah. Sorry
Cheers.
for burping, also.
No, please. Okay.
No problem. I didn't
you
hear
can
it.
stop
So
mentioning.
I mean, if you
you
didn't
want.
mention it, I would know.
Like, there's like no reason.
No, all jokes aside, congratulations. Great play.
Cheers.
We'll see you in Malmö. That was all from us tonight. We've got 100 Thieves. Sorry, they get really mad when I say that. 100 Thieves versus Cloud9 is up in the LCS playoffs, though.
Oh,
We'll
shout out Abu Dhabi closer.
Shout out 150.
We'll be back tomorrow to find out our last match for finals weekend in Malmö on Saturday. Have a great night.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Let's go G2! Let's go G2! Let's go G2!
Welcome everyone to the LEC Summer Playoffs Kings match between G2 Esports and Rogue.
1, 2, 3, go!
Bit of a rivalry between G2 and Rogue. These two organizations have met multiple times, often in the upper bracket. Often there's a lot on the line. Both of these teams are looking to secure a top 2 seed and an auto buy into the group stage at the World Championship. And I feel like we're going to get to see some very exciting team fights already here in Game 1.
Backline polymorph going out as well. Trimby trying to get in as well, but he just can't do it. Trimby down, Jankos takes him. And look at Tigers and FLICKR, they're still full HP. Camps coming in from the side as well, as you say. Good stopwatch, and Larsen just absolutely eaten up by BrokenBlade. G2 been on the wrong end of Aatrox in the past. This time it comes to their better. BrokenBlade forced into the GA, Odo1 they forced away as well. EQ combo from Jankos will knock him up. BrokenBlade back to full HP, because of course he is. As G2 look for the chase, the charm just short comp, trying to do Zeri things, but what can you do in the face of G2? An absolute demolition, a show of force from G2 as they claim Game 1.
About to jump into Game 2 of this best of 5 between G2 and Rogue.
They shouldn't stay here for too long. Comp spell should use. There's the root. The encore coming out as well. Jankos gets in. The shutdown. The slide away with the Emperor's Divide keeps Larsen alive for the moment as he dodges away. Do you look to turn this one around? The Sundist coming out. Stopwatch from Larsen. BrokenBlade keeping the rest of Rogue busy off towards the side. And Jankos claims his second of the fight. They overstepped, they overstayed, and they were punished. G2 take a decisive win.
Game 3 of this best of 5, G2 on match point to lock the finals.
They called in the Forge Guard, but the Tempered Fate finds the backline. Unbreakable Shield coming up with the Whirling Death. There's a shutdown, and immediately Black gets online. There's 2. Looking for 3 as Malrang tries to get away. Amazing right now. G2 will close it out. 3-0 versus Rogue.